Strong.
Resilient.
Nurturing.
Brave.
Independent.
Fierce.
Powerful and beautiful.
Encouraging.
Empowering. Elegant.
And I mean, don't mean physically strong, I mean emotionally strong.
We take on lots of roles as women between, working and motherhood and then being somebody's daughter. There's just a lot that I think women do. We multitask really well.
I have proven time and time again that when you get knocked down, you can get back up and go. You don't stop. You continue the fight forward.
Back in late 2020, we found out that she had a tumor the size of a softball in her jaw. She was going through it and nobody would have known. We honestly didn't know till it was to the point of her having to have a surgery. And I think that that's amazing. She's always been a mom first, and she's somebody that I want to be, somebody I really, really look up to, and I truly love and can say that she's my best friend.
My mother influenced me more than anyone else in my life and has allowed me to be empowered to raise a very strong, independent woman as well.
The most influential woman in my life is my mama. She is my best friend. Growing up, it was just me and her. She had to be the mother and the father figure in my life, so she's my everything.
Most inspirational woman in my life is probably my grandma. A couple years ago, she was diagnosed with leukemia. It had come back, and I've never seen anybody so ready to take it on. She was so sure of her faith, and she was so confident that she knew where she was going when she was going to die. So, and she was just ready to take it on. I never saw any weakness in her.
The most inspirational woman in my life is my best friend, Maddie. Even through the tragic loss of her parents a few years ago, she continues to be resilient. She works hard still to this day, and she is a light to others, and her parents would be very proud of her.
The most influential woman in my life is my mom, because she's always been my #1 supporter, and she's taught me everything I need to know.
My mother passed away years ago, but she was an emotionally strong person. She never let anything be an excuse for her. If something wasn't going right, she figured out a way to make something positive out of it, and she taught her children to be the same way. So everything I do, I think about my mom and how would she do it herself.
It is hard to choose, whether it be my mother, my sister, my grandmother, my amazing friend group, or the amazing women of this office. I am blessed to be surrounded by a fierce group of women.
So that would definitely have to be my mother, just because she embodies what it is to be a powerful woman. She's always been my confidant, someone that I can go to whenever I needed to, but always pushed me to succeed past where I felt like I would fall short.
So my grandma was and is the most influential woman in my life, because she just always really cared about helping people. There was never a dry day where she was not on the phone talking, and people just always would stop by. So she's very extroverted, but everybody loved her because she loved them. And so she gives me an example of every day to just love other people and care about them.
I think of my wife. She's been resilient for as long as I've known her. Just whatever comes at her, she always pivots and finds a way to make it through whatever it is, as well as giving me 2 beautiful children. So shout out to you, honey.
The one person that's always inspired me throughout my life is my mom. She's definitely overcome a lot throughout her entire life, and I just want to say thank you for everything that you've done for me and our family, and thank you for being so strong for all of us.
Oh, definitely my mama. My mama is my mentor.
Would be my mother. She is so strong and resilient and loving, and just, I strive to be more like her.
Honestly, that would have to be my mother. All my life, my mother has encouraged me to follow my dreams. And growing up, I watched her follow hers in the process. She went from being an educator in this town to actually going into aerospace. And now she has gone off and opened up her own youth foundation in her hometown and will eventually be running for mayor. So with that being said, she's always told me that in this life you have time, and with time you can be successful.
The most influential woman in my life would be my grandma. She raised me. She taught me grace. She taught me patience. She taught me morals. She was the most influential person to me.
The most influential woman in my life was my grandmother. And I'm not gonna cry, I'm not gonna cry, I'm not gonna cry. My grandmother was probably one of the strongest, most hardworking women I've ever known. And as a child, she told me I could do whatever I wanted, be whatever I wanted, as long as I really worked hard and I always did the right thing. And so I've used that mantra my whole life. Work hard, do the right thing, you can be invincible. Happy International Women's Day 2023 from the Teresa Cowart team at Remax Accent.